Okay, so you've just started a PhD and you need to learn and write papers in LaTeX, and there's this website called Overleaf which is very good, but my problem with it is that you need to pay for Git integration, and I don't really want to do that because first of all it's a bit pricey, and second of all you can do it for free. This will work for any Ubuntu or Debian based distros. First of all, we need to install VS Code. So VS Code in the apt repository isn't quite up to date, so it's just better if we download it from the official site. So if you just go type in VS Code into Google and go in here, it'll be one of these options. You can hit the drop down and it'll select whatever version you want to install. I just went to the downloads one, blah 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 blah. So if we go to the downloads folder, you will need the terminal for this because it downloads it in a .deb file, and I don't believe there is a user-friendly way to do this on Ubuntu using the UI, so it's just easier to do this in the terminal. So if you type sudo dpkg, which is deb package -i is install, and if you give it the name of the file, I'm hoping this should just work because it didn't for me a minute ago. Okay, it's working. So this is just going to go and install VS Code for us. So that's all done. We can go back to our root directory, and if we go to the documents folder and just create a document folder, my paper. Now with VS Code installed, if we change into this my paper directory and type code space dot, it'll open VS Code within this directory. And this should just confirm that VS Code is working and installed for us. So I just trust the authors. I'm going to mark all these as done. You can go through this if you want. I tend not to because you can change all this later. Just pick whatever theme you want. Light, high contrast, dark, dark modern. I'm just going to leave it at that. Then you can see over here we're in the My Paper folder directory. You're not allowed to say folder on Linux. It's blasphemy. Blasphemy? Don't know. And the handy thing is you can open the terminal here as well. So if we look here, this is just the same terminal which I had open here, which makes everything a little bit easier. So if I go and close this, now within this terminal or within your own terminal, it doesn't really matter, you can now install LaTeX Live. So I believe it's called TeX Live Full. So you can install this on Windows, I believe. As I say, I haven't done it, and any code and stuff I'm writing is all being done on Linux anyway, so it's just easier for me, and I'm sure everyone else. If you don't have Linux installed or don't have a way of installing it, what you can do is, provided your PC is okay enough, it should be fine. You can use Oracle VirtualBox. I believe I have a video about that. If I do, it'll be linked. If I don't, it won't. But yeah, so with VS Code installed, now we just need a couple more things. So we need TeX Live installed. So the way to do that is if you just write sudo apt install TeX Live full and type in your password again. This will go and install everything you need. It'll ask you if you want to do it. Yep, it's about 6 gig, which is quite substantial when you think about it. But this is everything I've needed to run anything on my or compile my own papers. Okay, this is going to take ages, so whenever it's done, we'll be back. Okay, TeX Live is done installing, so let's clear this crap. And we need one more thing. So we need to go to the extensions tab in VS Code and get the TeX Workshop extension. So this basically just has everything we need to integrate TeX Live with VS Code. So if you just click install. So with LaTeX Workshop installed, now what you can do is start writing your paper. So I'm just going to create one called example.tex. I'm going to copy and paste some example code in. So this is just, I got this from their website. It's just this bit of paper here, this bit of text I should say, and it should output something looking like this, which is good for us. This is basically our hello world to test this is working. So in theory, with all that done, all you need to do is hit play, and as you can see over here, it's generated all M files, and it's generated an example file. Now this example name is based on this name, so if I change it to example 1, it'll regenerate a whole host of other files for this example 1. So I'm going to get rid of those first of all and rename this back to example 1, or just example I should say. But as you've seen there, I just changed this and regenerated it automatically. That's going to get annoying if you just start. Well, actually, let's go back. I'll show you this to make sure to show you that it actually works first of all. So my first LaTeX document, Hubert Farnsworth, here what that is, and if we scroll down, it's got the nice wee number and everything at the bottom, just like our example. Fantastic. So as you've seen, whenever I change this name, or actually I'll just do this instead of changing the name. I'll just say added spell check error, so it automatically updated that. Now that can get quite annoying. It's not as annoying here, but whenever you start moving these into their own separate files, like different sections and things like that, it can get quite annoying, because then you're going to end up generating PDFs and all these extra files for the different sections. So trust me when I say this is going to get quite annoying. So the way to fix that, and only to run it whenever you're ready to recompile it by hitting this button, is to go to your settings. If you just type in LaTeX save or build, there will be an option for this LaTeX workshop, LaTeX auto build run. So it's going to do it on a file change. So you can do it on save, on a file change, or never. I click never because, as I say, it can get quite annoying when you have multiple files and each of these files in their own subsections is generating all these. It gets quite messy in your directories. So with that being said, if I put another spell error in there, as you can see, it hasn't generated or regenerated or recompiled, I should say, until I hit the play button and it's recompiled. So let's just add the right spelling back in. And okay, we're good to go. So we've compiled our PDF and it looks nice and it follows the example document that we've seen. But if I'm writing loads of text in this, and as you can see, if I save it, it won't wrap around, and that's going to get annoying and quite messy looking in our document. We can fix that. So you need to go to this directory. When you navigate to this folder, if you open VS Code, I've added these settings, but all you need to do is add these settings. What you'll see initially is just that, and what you want to do is add these. These will be in the comments section below. These have worked well for me when I've been writing, and they're just some settings for making your formatting nice and readable in VS Code. So once that's done, if you close that and go back to your normal terminal, what should happen is these should have updated. If it hasn't updated, then all you need to do is just reopen this and it should be ready to rock. And if you start adding in loads of extra characters, it's going to automatically wrap around. So that's how you get LaTeX building on Linux, and from there you can integrate it into whatever diff manager you use for Git. I use VS Code. I was going to set up in this video, but it turns out I haven't done a proper video on that, and I kind of messed up the process anyway for this video, and the video is already too long, so I'm going to make another one separately, and hopefully it'll be nice, clean, and it'll all make sense. And yeah, that's me, so I'm going to go now. Okay, bye.